Love is in the air. And predators are on the web. Welcome to episode 20 of the Predator Chronicles. I'm your host, Mista-GG. Yes, it's finally here. Are you fucking happy? Huh? We're hitting the second half of the Long Beach investigation from To Catch a Predator. So please, if you will, why don't you have a seat?
These are the Predator Chronicles.
Our first predator in line is Cory, screen name Blag, California.
All I'm missing is a sweetheart to share my love with.
I read all of Cory's chat, and I regret every second, but I'm not sure if he was just trying really hard to butter up the decoy, or if he actually just truly is a cornball. Like, you read some of the chat, and you're like, how old are you again? I mean, if you read the text that I sent girls freshman year, you'd probably unsubscribe. And yet Cory's messages make me look like the Dos Equis guy. Here's a good example. I love to kiss and cuddle like teddy bears. This part gets kind of weird because, like, he's being a cornball, but he's also being very serial killery. So you like me so far, sweetie? Yeah, you seem real nice. I think I am the sweetest person in the world. Yeah, you're real sweet. I'm a super good friend. I pride myself on never lying to my girlfriends. Cool. If you love me and hold me and be with me, I will love you forever and never hurt you. Ever. I like to make people happy. And smile. Smile!
The decoy asks Blag if he's going to bring condoms. He says yes, and he has a special surprise for her.
I have chocolate-flavored condoms.
You know who doesn't use chocolate-flavored condoms? Guys who buy chocolate-flavored condoms. And diabetics.
I have chocolate-flavored condoms.
Chocolate flavor?
Yes. It tastes like chocolate. Do you know what I mean?
I think she knows what you mean, Cory. It's pretty self-explanatory. Do you guys actually want to know what my favorite flavor in a condom is? Hold on, I'll show you.
Ben & Jerry's Funky Monkey? Ben & Jerry's Funky...
And sure enough, here he is, a man who says he's bringing chocolates, expecting to spend the night with a 13-year-old girl.
Does perverted justice choose a decoy's outfit? Isn't she supposed to be dressed like a kid? Not a lesbian gym teacher on her day off?
Why would you drive so far on a Saturday night?
To come see our friend.
To see your friend?
Yeah.
Who is this friend?
Sky.
Sky?
Mm-hmm.
Hey! Reach for the sky. No, like, put your hands in the... Leave her alone!
While he doesn't say he's done this before with an underage teen, he does say he's had dozens of liaisons with people he's met online.
One time there was a transvestite.
How did you find out that she was actually a he?
Well, when I started talking with her, her voice was a little deeper.
Yeah. Had a little Adam's apple thing going on.
Is this footage relevant to the sting, Chris? Or are you just shooting for ratings here?
So thanks for the offer, but I'm leaving. So.
And you scooted on out of there?
Oh, yeah.
You know damn well you did not leave, Cory. You see that lack of eye contact? You see the regret in his eyes? He stayed. Come on, Cory. It's not gay if you use chocolate-flavored condoms. That was the nicest arrest I've ever seen on this show. Our next predator in line is Farzad, screen name Farzad Boy 2003.
Do you have any condom? He asks. The decoy says no. Then Kalantari writes, I must go shopping.
Some of the things these guys say, these guys have balls. And by balls, I mean tumors. These guys are deficient of common sense. Let's ask a 13-year-old if she can supply condoms. Come on. I know you're hiding some Trojis in your Polly Pocket backpack. What the fuck is wrong with you, honestly? And that's aside from you contacting a child. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying this shit. What the hell's wrong with you? Spell condom right. Farzad comes in the house, and I swear he says hi in Spanish.
Nice to meet you. Hi.
Okay. Yet he says he's from Austria, and I'm culturally ignorant, so I don't know what that means. I would guess German, even though when I first saw him, he threw off some Filipino vibes. He's wearing a South Pole polo, Hamburglar edition. I don't know what's happening. I don't think Farzad does either.
That's what you say you want to do. Good. But that's a pretty universal language right there. Blank my blank and blank you. That's English.
At the processing center, Kalantari is distraught.
Maybe treat my son.
Hey, yo, good morning, little gang. What? Our next predator in line is Satinder, screen name SST83.
Thind asks the girl if she wants to have sex, and he seems to be well aware that sex with a 13-year-old is against the law.
Listen, if you have a dating app in your first name, you're bound to fuck up. I don't blame this guy.
He also says he's concerned about her.
You know, girls can't really process the emotion of sex till after 16 at the earliest.
Oh, hey, this guy must have been in my psychology lectures. Where'd you learn that one? Uber facts?
But in the end, Thin says he wants the girl to perform oral sex on him and that he'll perform other sexual acts on her.
I'd like you to sit right over there on that stool before me, please. Why did you come here tonight?
Just to see her?
Just to see who?
Carly?
Carly. And how old is Carly?
Boy! You have a sock puppet on your head. You look like Mortal Kombat gave up. Your hairline left and built a colony. You look like you got in a tussle at Disneyland and lost one of the ears. The top of your head looks like an executioner. Your head is built like a cookie jar. Face ass. This must be the trans Cory met. Sorry guys, I just, I don't give a fuck about his interview, so I figured I'd do something to fill up the space. Speed round. Potato head. You look like Diglett. Shang Tsung. Wide and long face. It looks like the rings popping out of your head. Our next predator in line is Josiah. That is not a goatee. That is a dwindling trapezoid. That is a translucent rhombus. Your goatee has AIDS.
And is charged with 1 count of an attempted lewd act on a child.
Satinder.
Our next predator in line is Josiah, screen name Hot 95 Cobra Guy. Josiah shows up to the house and, oh shit. I thought Usain Bolt retired. That looked like Brady trying to catch that pass in the Super Bowl. And just like Brady, Josiah drops the ball. I mean, he goes in for a hug with what he believes to be a potential mate, and he gives her a, I haven't seen you since you were a baby hug. You know what I'm talking about. Like, oh, hey, yeah, I remember you. Yeah, how you doing? Hi.
What are you doing?
Give me a hug.
Awesome. Hi.
He gives her that light flutter tap on her back to assure her that she is dealing with Hot 95 Cobra Guy.
Come on in.
You want me to park in the garage?
Oh, no big deal at all. How was your drive?
Pretty good. How are you?
I see Alex from Target went down a dark path.
How was your drive?
Pretty good. How are you?
This is what would have happened if Andy Dalton's dad never played catch with him. Our next predator in line is Joshua, screen name Downtown San Diego. For the majority of these chat logs, when the decoy mentions her age, these guys don't even flinch and they just keep kicking game. Reading Joshua's chat, Joshua wants his ass eaten, and he wanted that shit ate before it was cool. And that's probably the tamest part of the conversation.
Larios asks the girl to appear naked in front of her father.
I want you to let him catch you naked and see what he says.
Andy wants her to do something else in front of a school teacher.
I want you to wear a skirt and no panties, and let one of your male teachers see your legs open in class.
And I know everybody that just heard that is like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? And I'm totally with you, but I'm also like, what does that do for him? Like, what is that? Like, there's probably a term for it. There's terms for fucking everything. To me, it's like distant cuck fantasy sadomasochism. I don't know. Someone help me out. As soon as Joshua sees Chris, he leaves. And he manages to get away with a brisk jog. And the reason he got away is because all the cops were in the backyard with Josiah. Because apparently every officer has to be in the backyard with Josiah.
Good. How are you?
Just in case Josiah
Good. How are you?
gets out of hand. Our next predator in line is Gabor. Screen name. Oh fuck, I don't know his screen name. Gabor never made it into the house. And I usually just skip over those guys, but I find Gabor interesting because he brought the decoy, a rose, and a bottle of Bailey's. And to the ladies in the audience, I really hope for Valentine's Day that your boyfriend just gets you like a card or some shit. Just so you can think, oh, thanks, Chris, you got me a card. A card. That's it? Fucking sex offenders are more romantic. Also, Gabor claimed that he didn't know the decoy's age, even though he brought her a birthday cake for her 13th birthday. These guys never cease to amaze me. Our next predator in line is Maroof, screen name Spacky786.
We were surprised when he gathered outside our house with 2 other individuals.
Maroof and his little Pepe Le Pew gang are fucking full of shit. Maroof and his boys scope the outside while they send their 15-year-old goon inside. Chris comes in and the goon plays dumb.
I'm not come for the sex, I'm just coming for the meet like a friend. I have a girlfriend already.
The 2 guys outside overhear Chris and try to dip out. That looks like guilt. So obviously what annoys me is that Maroof's squad were released with no charges because
the other 2 individuals didn't really know everything that was going on. They knew they were going to meet a girl. From what we were able to determine, they did not know the age of that girl.
My friend told me she says she's 17.
They did not know the age of that girl.
She's 17.
They did not know the age of that girl.
Which is fucking horseshit. Of course they knew her age. Or else why would these weirdos patrol the driveway? Why would they send the underage kid in there? Why would they run? I know that doesn't hold up in court, but come on. To the guys, if you've ever gone with your boys to meet up with some chicks, have you ever been like, oh, well, how old are they? No, we don't do that. Because we assume they're our age. She's 11? What, are you taking me to a fucking daycare? But I'm saying all that because even if they didn't ask, when your boy's like, hey, let's stay out here and keep watch, we'll send him in first. What is this, training day? Thought we were just getting some punan.
I'm gonna go call a couple friends since you have a couple friends. And I could just get a couple people in here. What do you think?
Hey, how you doing? Why don't you have a seat right over there on that stool right there? Hey, how you doing? Why don't you have a seat right over there on that stool right there?
I'm not come for the sex, I'm just coming for the meet, like friend.
What are the charges? Like, why are we here for?
Maroof, squad of liars. You know once they got her, they will finna take turns. Turns, motherfucker, turn!
Our next predator in line is Lauren. Screen name Magic 4 is 2022. Corin is a Brad Pitt lookalike. Self-proclaimed. With a massive wang. Self-proclaimed. I don't know, that's his game, I guess. I look like Brad Pitt. Yet you're trying to score with kids that can't even watch Fight Club.
After saying he looks like Brad Pitt, he tells the girl that he has a very large penis.
Most girls can't handle it.
Then he said,
now I'm not gonna show this next part, so you're just gonna kind of have to trust me on this. Dateline's editors must have been in a hurry or something. Or maybe they borrowed some editors from Crime Watch Daily. Shots. But I'm saying that because Corin's dick pic is horribly censored. His shaft is completely pixelated, but his head is only slightly blurred. And I don't mean his face. His tip is just... I mean, if you squint, that's what it looks like. That's the amount of blur we're given. You can see the shape and the diameter. Like, why did you just pixelate all of it? Why did you pixelate shaft and then just slightly blur the head? Why would you do that? You don't have to prove it's a dick. We believe you. Anyways, Chris doesn't meet this guy, but he does try to punk him a little bit in the narration.
remember how Hayden boasted online about the size of his genitals?
On the table.
He pulls a large sexual device out of his pants.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This blur is stronger than the blur of his actual cock. What is happening? Our next predator in line is Alvin, screen name Soul Pleaser. Alvin has a pretty gnarly foot fetish. Like, just the thought of the decoy getting blisters in her Skechers. You know what I mean? Anyways, Chris doesn't meet this guy either, but...
living up to his screen name, King tells her,
I like to suck on
very large penis. We find out later that King runs this website called Hot Barefoot Women.
Fun fact, that website is still active. Oh yeah, look at that design. Oh man, Squarespace would be proud. Speaking of, if you go to squarespace.com/GG, I wish. Fuck. I wish. Squarespace, I know this isn't the best timing. My DMs are open, baby. My DMs are open, always. Look at these Shutterstock ass photos. What is this? What are toes? It's been fun, guys. I know, I hate to see you leave. I really wanted this whole YouTube dream, you know? But I get why you're unsubscribing. Anyways, this is just fucking gross. I'm appalled this even exists. So I'm just gonna click out. $30 for 3 months of foot pics? These look like they were taken with Fujifilm. Are you serious? I can't even stay mad. This man is an entrepreneur. Our next predator in line is Frank. He has 2 screen names. I don't feel like telling you both, so we're just... Frank has chatted with PJ in the past, but was never charged with a crime. 2 years later, he chatted with PJ again, still no charges. And finally, old Frank decided to come through. But only in a park, not a house. His houses are way too sketchy. I'd much rather abduct a child in public.
He's now inbound about 5 to 6 hours from his house to come all the way here and then take her back up there.
Ooh, you FaceTime an Alvin back there? Anyways, Frank meets with the decoy and he's like, hey, Why do you look like a narc? Oh my gosh, what do you mean? Just because I'm dressed like a Bratz doll and I look like a pirate and my hair is clearly fake from miles away? I mean, look at this camera view. I'm far as fuck and I can tell her hair is fake. It's like he just wants to believe so bad that she's real, that this girl just wants to love him. Frank sees Chris and he runs away. Wait a second, Joe Hall, what are you doing there? Get out of there. This is no time to save the homeless.
Stop it. All right. Just do what we tell you, all right? Who are you?
We're the police,
okay? Police.
Frank, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC.
Oh.
We're doing a story on guys who try to meet children online for sex. Do you want to tell us anything about what you were doing in this chat with someone who identified themselves as a 13-year-old girl?
Hey Frank, I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. Right here in your chat log, you say that I want to blank. Well, hold on, fellas. I want to blank. Guys, I know you gotta arrest him. I've been working on these notes all night. Our next predator in line is Robert, and I don't know his screen name, but T.I. and Marlon Wayans. Come on, that's money. Then our next predator in line is Cory. Screen name Rick's Talented Tongue. I wonder what he wants to do. Cory sends a dick pic and then suspects that this person's a cop, which I think he did. So he suspects she's a cop and then says, I would never do this with an underage girl. I'm reporting you to Yahoo. Go away. But then he keeps chatting and then he shows up. By the way, I don't know if they purposely switched narrators in this part so it could sound like him.
I told you there's people here.
Please leave me alone. It's just an odd choice, I guess. I don't know. Maybe be more focused on blurring dicks.
Rick, now I've got some transcripts here of your conversation with this girl.
I did not want this to happen. I didn't do anything.
I did not.
Edgar sent this picture of what he said was his penis.
That ain't mine. No.
Well, it's definitely not mine. Come on, Chris. You gotta be on your toes. Make good TV. That was a softball, my dude. This might not be funny to you guys, but I love this edit. Watch.
I was going to get cigarettes, fill up my tank, and then go fishing.
What, you thought they sold cigarettes at this house?
No.
Do you think they sell gas at this house?
No, I did not.
Then why even stop here then if all you were going to do today is buy cigarettes and gas?
It was wrong for me to even stop here, and I just...
I mean, come on, you gotta have some sort of insight into here.
Going fishing. Check my trunk.
This man is playing musical chairs during the interrogation. I love it. I love it so much.
I have my fishing gear. My fishing license is in my console. I was going fishing.
It sounds like what you were fishing for was sex with a 12-year-old girl.
I have my fishing gear. My fishing license is in my console. I was going fishing.
I'll tell you what's fishy is your alibi.
I was going fishing.
Only this time, instead of luring fish, you were trying to lure in a child.
I was going fishing.
Well, then you should have been more focused on fishing bait instead of jailbait.
I was going fishing.
Well, it does sound like you were definitely trying to tackle box.
Now, if there's anything else you want to tell us...
Is that Michael Bay? That looks like Michael Bay, from Bad Men to Bad Boys.
My family's done. They're waiting to arrest me. They're waiting to take me to jail. Just feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Felt the same way after reading this chat. Oh, will you fuck off already? And that is actually going to be the end of episode 20. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like. Let's fucking hit 6,000 likes. Let's do it. Huh? Is that aiming high? I don't know. Let me check my metrics. Hold on. Yeah, okay, that's totally doable. Let's go for 6,000 likes on this video. Help your boy out. Subscribe because I have more content coming your way. People are still sporting the Why Don't You Have a Seat shirts. Just shout out to everyone that's been buying one of those, as well as the These Are Home Baked t-shirts. And now, if you so choose, you can get the Why Don't You Have a Seat shirt in different colors. You can get that bad boy at teespring.com/tcap. Shout out to my new patrons for the one time. If you don't know, I post a patron-only video every month. They're getting content you ain't getting. As always, I am Mista-GG, and I am out.